Albums coming out on Friday the 4th of October. Number one on this list, progressive Middle Eastern influenced metal. I'm talking about the London-based band Lowen, and they are releasing the follow-up to their 2018 album, which was called A Crypt in the Stars. It was well received, and this new effort is called Do Not Go to War with the Demons of Mazandaran. They've now signed to Church Road Records. Now, one of our friends of this channel, a certain Richard Stevenson, was actually the live bass player for this group over the last 2 years. I know he's now departed. I've heard the first single from this album. I'm very excited by it. The duo of Shem Lucas, who's the guitar player, and Nina Saidi, who's the vocalist. Big expectations on this record. It's progressive metal. Count me in. Number two, not quite progressive metal, but astral death metal. Quite a strange form of death metal. I'm talking about the Denver, Colorado death metal band Blood Incantation, who finally release their follow-up to 2019's critically acclaimed Hidden History of the Human Race, which was a triumph for the genre of death metal and certainly appealed to a wider audience without in any way compromising. This new effort is the third album of their career, and it's called Absolute Elsewhere, and it's released via Century Media. Somehow, even though I was aware of their 2019 album thanks to that great YouTube channel Banger TV, I never got round to listening to it. I've got many friends who like this band, who said they're the best death metal band, certainly one of the more interesting contemporary groups in that scene. So finally I can give them a listen. Astral death metal, I don't even know how you would describe this music, and it would help if I'd actually listened to any of it. So yes, I'm going to be going straight in at album number 3 with this band. Speaking of album number 3, or the third one on this list, we're actually going to go off on a bit of a tangent. So we're going to go from progressive death metal to avant-garde noise rock to the USA, and the band is called Bunwell, and the album is called Mansitude, or Mansitude. Not sure how to pronounce that. This is actually a double album. It's released via Skingraph Records in conjunction with Overdrive Records. It's their sophomore LP. So who is this band? Well, it's a group fronted by Eugene S. Robinson of Oxbow, that, again, avant-garde noise rock hardcore band on Mike Patton's A.D.K Records imprint. This features guest appearances by Dwayne Dennison of the Jesus Lizard, Jacob Bannon of Converge, and Megan Ostrozitz from Couch Slut. So that last band, by the way, Couch Slut, I reviewed their album earlier on this year. That was rather interesting, shall we say. It was quite harrowing from what I remember. Just to let you know, this is a follow-up to the band's 2022 record, Killers Like Us. Number 4, go on, let's stay with noise rock. This band actually are on Ipecac Records, Mike Patton's label. Every artist that releases an album ends up on this list from Ipecac Records. It's Human Impact, and the album is called Gone Dark. New York-based, founded by Chris Spencer of Unsane and Jim Coleman of Cop Shoot Cop. Album number 3 of their career, noise rock supergroup, I guess you would call them. Number 5, strangest hybrid on this list. The band is called The Native Howl, and the album is called Sons of Destruction. Why are they strange? Well, their last album was called Thrashgrass, because it combined thrash metal with bluegrass music, which I don't think anyone's ever done before. They're a Michigan-based band. This is released by Sumerian Records, and it is album number 5 of their career. I had to put it on this list just because they're combining two incongruent genres, and I want to see if they're successful. Speaking of thrash metal, let's go for something pure. Let's go to London, England, for Thrasher Wolf and their sophomore album, Inside the Second Mind. Self-released, I reviewed their 2020 debut album, We Are Revolution, and thoroughly enjoyed it. I also reviewed their live show at Luton's The Castle venue in 2023 when they supported Muskill for their EP launch. Frontman Daniel Lucas is a true soldier of thrash metal. Great band. Looking forward to this record. Number 7, we're going to stay in England, but we're going to go to the East Midlands, Leicester. The band is called Bilecaster, and this is an EP. It's the only EP on this list, and it's called Writhing Between Birth and Death, sludge metal from the Midlands, self-released, debut record. Bring it on. Number 8, let's have some death metal. a band signed to Metal Blade Records as well, so they're clearly well rated. The band is Undeath. Yep, that's right. They're called Undeath. The album's called More Insane. I enjoyed the slime of the 2022 sophomore effort. It's time to rise from the grave. I just remember walking through Heartwood Forest in St. Albans listening to this really dirty death metal album, and that's just stuck with me ever since. And now when I walk through that forest, I always think of the 2022 album. Number 9, different kind of death metal. Now when I say melodic death metal, it's not what you're expecting. We are going to Denmark. The band is called Liveless and the album is called The Crescent King. This is album number 3. It's released via Nocturne Productions. The last one, from what I recall, was on Napalm Records. I enjoyed their 2022 album. To me, this is melodic death metal, but the production values coincide with the vision of a flu-ridden animal on its deathbed. That's the best way I can describe it. So there's a lot to really discover in their music, however grotty and however nauseous it is. Really interesting, and great musicians as well. So when we come to number 10 on this list, I normally choose the one I'm most looking forward to or the biggest name on this list. This is a combination of both, really. We're talking about the Norwegian black metal band 1349. They released the 8th album of their career called The Wolf and the King, released via Season of Mist. It's a follow-up to 2019's The Infernal Pathway. Why do I like this band? I've not gone through the whole catalogue, but I know that Tom G. Warrior of Celtic Frost and Triptychon appeared on their 2009 album Revelations of the Black Flame, and indeed he co-produced it. I've heard the lead single of this record. We've actually responded to it on this channel. I love the guitar tone on that. This is black metal that's got a really crunchy feel to it as well, so you don't have any of that lo-fi necro production nonsense. This is fucking heavy. Looking forward to it, and that concludes this list for albums and EPs coming out on Friday the 4th of October 2024.